All right, I think we are 1 minute past 2, and most people have found their way to this webinar. Welcome to this first webinar in this new series presenting Umbraco Technology Partners. In Umbraco, we believe in best of breed, and with way more than 500,000 sites running on Umbraco in the World Wide Web, there are a lot of these that has other softwares built in or integrated with Umbraco. Over the last year or so, we've had established our technology partner program, so we can build connection between solution partners, meaning agencies building web projects for end clients, and technology partners building softwares and services that already integrate with Umbraco. So over the next couple of months, we will invite you to more of these webinars where a specific technology partner to Umbraco showcase their app or what's in it for you as a solution provider. And this way, we hope that you can pick whatever you would like to see in these technology partner webinars. My name is Andrew Sorensen. I'm head of Umbraco Partner Channels. And with me today, I have Jeffrey Schumacher. Both Jeffrey and me are very excited because Jeffrey will present uMarketingSuite, the all-in-one marketing suite for Umbraco. So if you are an agency, if you are a developer or a freelancer that wants to see what uMarketingSuite can offer, then stay tuned for the next 30 minutes where Jeffrey will showcase a lot of the out-of-the-box functionalities like A/B split testing, free 60-degree profiling and analytics and personalization. Jeffrey, please introduce yourself and take it away.
I will. Thank you for the introduction, Anders, and thank you for the invite and giving me the opportunity to talk about the uMarketingSuite in the next 30 minutes. I could speak about it for 2 days if you want, but I only got 30 minutes. I have a combination of some PowerPoint, but especially also the demo where we'll showcase how it works within Umbraco. Super short introduction. My name is Jeffrey Schumacher. I'm from the Netherlands, and I'm the owner of Perplex Digital. It's an Umbraco Gold partner in the Netherlands. And I co-founded the uMarketingSuite, the marketing suite where we're going to talk about the next 30 minutes. And maybe you've heard of Perplex Digital before. We are really proud on this slide because we have won 6 Umbraco awards in the last 3 years, including Best Custom Solution 3 years in a row. And we don't want to be cocky about it, but we want to show you that we have a lot of experience within Umbraco, and we want to take that experience, put it into the uMarketingSuite, and give everyone the opportunity to build fantastic websites and web applications on top of Umbraco. And we did that within the uMarketingSuite. And our goal is to create an all-in-one marketing suite for Umbraco. And at this moment, it contains digital analytics, A/B testing, personalization, and 360-degree profiling. Things you don't get out of the box of Umbraco, but with the uMarketingSuite, you get access to that. And why did we do that? Well, one of the things is to bring Umbraco to a next level. As you mentioned, or as Anders mentioned in the introduction, Umbraco has a best-of-breed technology or best-of-breed vision, and they want to be the best CMS. And with the uMarketingSuite, we want to add a layer of marketing tooling to Umbraco, so we will become increasingly relevant as an enterprise CMS, because some of the other CMSs has this functionality out of the box. And with the uMarketingSuite, you can deliver this feature set as well to your Umbraco website. And why do we do that? because if you look into the trends, the digital trends lately or the last couple of years, you see that personalization is becoming increasingly important. And as we say it, personalization is the new normal. If you aren't working on a personalized experience at this moment, you will become irrelevant in the future, is our vision. Customers want to be treated in a customized way, and personalization is the most important marketing trend at this moment. And with the uMarketingSuite, we want to give you the toolbox to do personalization. And it's up to the agency or you as a developer to come up with a personalization strategy and use the uMarketingSuite or any other tool to create personalized experiences. And why is that super interesting for you as an agency is that because you can take your client, your end client, to a next level on digital maturity. You can pick every digital maturity model that you want, but with the uMarketingSuite, you can bring it to a next level, where in the initial phases of digital maturity, you're happy that you have a website and that you are happy that you've got a production website that went live with some content. But if you go further up the digital maturity levels, you will see that personalization and quantification of your work is becoming more and more important. And with the uMarketingSuite, you can do that without writing any line of code if you don't want to, but you can really help your client come to the next level and become more relevant online. So we've introduced the uMarketingSuite as a tool, and you can use that tool to create personalized experiences. I will do a short walkthrough through all the functionalities that are in there right now before I go over to the demo. If you look at from an architectural level, you'll have the Umbraco CMS, and probably you've built a website, your website, the website of your client, on top of the Umbraco CMS. And the uMarketingSuite is something you can place on top of your website. So it's integrated with Umbraco and your website, but it's really a layer that you put on top. You can do that at the start of your project, but also if you have a live website right now, you can put the uMarketingSuite on top of it without requiring any line of code. And if you look into the uMarketingSuite, the foundation of the uMarketingSuite is data analytics. We store everything that clients do on your website. We record that server side, but also behavioral data like scroll depth or video plays, etc. We all store within the uMarketingSuite because we need that data to start A/B testing, to start personalizing a website, and to create 360 degrees profiles. So the data analytics is a really important foundation for the uMarketingSuite. It's also important to note that you can put it on top of your website, but also remove it at any moment that you don't want to use it anymore. It will not give you a non-functional website. It just functions, but without the uMarketingSuite's bits and pieces. So that's really important to know. If you install the uMarketingSuite, you get access to a new section within Umbraco called Marketing. Within this marketing section, you get access to the analytics part, A/B testing, personalization, and a lot of settings. So it's important to know that it's fully integrated in Umbraco. You don't have to learn another system. We try to make it as native Umbraco as possible. We use the same UI components, but also added in a lot of new components to make it visually really attractive to the end user. If we first zoom into analytics, important, all data is recorded server side. So on the server, we record the time of a visit, which page was visited, which browser is used, which kind of device type, events that are raised. We store the IP address. We do that by default anonymized because of GDPR reasons, for example, but you have influence on that if you want. We store the referral. We store the location based on the IP address. We store bounce rates, exit pages, stuff you maybe are familiar with already from, for example, Google Analytics. But we add a new layer of data. It's done by a JavaScript that we distribute alongside the uMarketingSuite. And that, for example, records scroll depth. How deep did anybody scroll on the page? What is the engage time on page, which is different from the time on page? Which videos did somebody see? Searches that they did, out clicks to other websites. Where did they click? Things like that. That's behavioral data on the web page. And most important to note is that it's totally GDPR compliant. And that is because you own the data. The data is stored in the data store that you specify. By default, it will be stored within the same Umbraco database. But if you want to store it in a separate database or somewhere else, you can specify that. So we, as uMarketing Solutions, don't have any of your data. You are in full control of the data. You can specify when you want to delete it or anonymize it. And there are not a lot of analytics tooling at this moment that will give you that functionality. So in order to be GDPR compliant and especially privacy friendly to your users, it's really important that this data is only stored in your database. Also, it's good to note that the uMarketingSuite sets a cookie, and that cookie is a real first-party cookie. It's set by your website, and that makes it impossible to block, because it's a first-party cookie that also delivers functionality. So if a client has installed an ad blocker, for example, it will be tracked with the uMarketingSuite. Of course, you can set the specific privacy levels, but it won't be blocked by default because it's distributed by your website and not by googleanalytics.com or something like that. So this analytics layer is the most important layer of the uMarketingSuite. We have visualized already a lot of data and working every sprint to visualize even more data that we may already store. The second functionality that's in the uMarketingSuite is the possibility to do A/B testing. And it's really, if you install the uMarketingSuite, you can start A/B testing within 5 minutes. A/B testing is, in our opinion, our first step to personalization. With A/B testing, what you do is making a variant of a page, variant of a style sheet, variant of a specific feature, and test whether this has a higher conversion rate than the original. In that way, you can start playing with alternative views of your page, for example, and that gives you the opportunity to personalize at a later moment. The A/B testing module is built into Umbraco, and it gives you the option to single page your website, and that gives you the option to set properties on a document type level as the editor at this moment is already used to. We will look into it in a moment. You can also have the opportunity to test multiple pages or even on a document type level. You can set it up in a really friendly way that makes sense to the editor or the marketer. And what is especially cool is the split view editing. Here we have on the left, we have the original content, and on the right, in the way you're used to in Umbraco, you have the alternative approach, variant B or variant C or whatever variant you want. And you can set different properties in the original and on the variant. These variants are served randomly. So the first visitor will see the original, the second visitor will see variant A or B or C, the third visitor will see another variant, etc. And at one moment in time, we have a really good distribution among all variants, and we record which variant works best based on the goals that you set, like ordering a product, filling in a contact form, stuff like that. And with this data, you can really measure which variant is working best and store that for the future. It could look like something like this. In this case, we wanted to improve the newsletter subscription, and we created 4 challengers, 4 variants on how to convince people to sign up for the newsletter subscription. In this case, variant C won because they had an increased conversion of 12.5%. This is something that the uMarketingSuite calculates out of the box in a nice visual way, stored within your Umbraco solution. As I said, A/B testing is an easy way to start working with personalized variants of pages or your website. And personalization, or A/B testing was that. Personalization is the next step, where you really personalize the whole experience of your website based on explicit or implicit behavior. You use explicit behavior if you want to personalize for things that are true or false, like people working with a Firefox browser, or people after 6 o'clock on your website, people on a mobile phone visiting your website. These things are true or false and always valid. But another good parameter is, for example, if a member is logged in, that is true or that is false. It becomes more interesting if you don't know your customer yet. The person hasn't logged in yet, hasn't signed up for your website or something like that. And at that moment, we need to create personalization based on implicit behavior, actions they perform on the website and things they do on your website. For example, based on the customer journey that you can set up or personas that you can set up. I'm looking at the time, and I think it's way cooler to do this in a demo. But I will talk you really fast through it. You should start collecting data, and we're going to create segments in a bit to based on explicit data. And for these segments, we're going to personalize your website experience within the uMarketingSuite. If you don't have really explicit segments, you can do it based on the customer journey and personas. And that's really useful for unknown visitors. But I think it's time for a demo. Enough PowerPoint. And I hope this works. I think you will now see my browser. If Anders can confirm that is correct.
We see it, Jeffrey.
Perfect. Perfect. Because this is way cooler if we do it like this. I have to log in, of course. This is the uMarketingSuite website itself. So we have a website for uMarketingSuite with all kinds of pages, blog posts, roadmap, etc. It's just your regular Umbraco website. As you may know, you have document types, you have properties, etc. But as you see, we have a marketing section included as well. And if you go to this marketing section, we have an analytics section, and in this analytics section, you have all kinds of data. The number of page views, we can group this per week, per month, per day. We can specify custom ranges. We will leave it for this for now. We see which pages are visited. We can drill down into these pages, so we have more content. Sorry, I clicked on it. Shouldn't have done that. We see the percentage of new visitors versus returning visitors, which browsers visit our website, how many goals are achieved, and if we see an increase in the goals, where people came from, which devices they are using, events that are triggered, and also, which is really cool, in my opinion, is which bots did visit our website. For example, how often did the Google bot come by our website, and was it an increase or a decrease compared to a different period? We all have this data in the marketing section, but what is probably cooler is we can also see it on the product pages. For example, this product page, if this is just my regular content item and we get a few extra content apps like analytics. And we see when did people visit this website, and what is maybe even, or this page, what is even cooler is that you have annotations with it, like when was the page created and when was it published. You don't have to create these manually because it's fully integrated into Umbraco. You will get this data out of the box, and we have the data available in your reports. So you see why there's a spike over here. Well, it was because the page was published. But also if you update your prices, for example, or you restyle your homepage, we have the data available. So you have in-context data for this. A/B testing, where you can create all kinds of cool A/B tests. I will not do that at this moment because of the timing. But if we go to settings, we have a lot of settings. You can create your own goals, but what is more interesting is that you can set up your personas and your customer journey, because we're gonna need that to personalize the website experience. We ship with a default customer journey, but you can also set up your own. Like for the uMarketingSuite, this is the customer journey we came up with. And these are the personas that we're using within the uMarketingSuite. For example, it's especially interesting for people who are privacy aware, but also for marketers, but also developers at an Umbraco agency, all kind of different personas. We've set up 5, we could add in more, but we could also remove them or create different groups. Now that we have these personas in this customer journey configured in the uMarketingSuite, we can score the content. So for example, if I go to this blog post, it's about trust, privacy, and third-party cookies. Really interesting, but only for a particular persona, namely the privacy-aware security officer. So if I go to personalization, I can score my content now. I can specify for who is this important or interesting. Of course, it's interesting for everybody, but within marketing, you can be interesting for everybody. It's specifically interesting for a company data and privacy officer who is thinking about the uMarketingSuite. By scoring this content and also all other pages, our content creators are really aware for who am I writing this article or page, and we can come up with personalization to know people who are reading a lot of this article are probably really privacy aware. If we do that for each and every page, and also for other data signals, like where did they come from? Oh, I will have to do this for a moment. From which referrals did they come? And score that as well. We get a lot of data of this visitor. And with this data, we can create segments. And these segments are built with the segment builder. With the segment builder, you can specify or put visitors in a specific segment. For example, a webinar visitors demo. We can specify, for example, everybody that is using a mobile and is in the persona company and data privacy officer, or is a marketer at an Umbraco agency. We can add this as a segment. So everyone visiting with a mobile and is put in that segment based on the uMarketingSuite algorithm is put into this segment. And that is cool. But what is cooler is that we now can personalize the website experience based upon this segment. So if we go back to this, and we, for example, pick a blog, product update July, we can personalize this experience by adding a personalized variant for this, my demo. And if we now click add variant, we will open up the split view. And on the left, we have the normal website. And on the right, we can create an alternative title or an alternative header image or an alternative content. For this moment, I will only do it based on the title. So a super cool product update for mobile, for privacy officers, something like that. Because that's what personalization is all about, triggering the right context to create this. I can save and preview this, and you see we have an alternative title, and we can use that to visualize that on the website. I would love to go into more detail about this, but I'm looking at the time as well. I think I have 5 minutes left. So I think it went really quick how you could set up a personalized website experience, but you should definitely check out our videos. We've listed them on uMarketingSuite, and if you go to videos, you go to YouTube, and I do a lot of more in-depth sessions about personalization. But I've done this all without writing a single line of code, and every marketer or content editor would be possible to do this and create this. For now, I'm switching over back to my PowerPoint to finish it within the 30 minutes. I think the most important aspects of the uMarketingSuite is that it works out of the box. You install it, and within 5 minutes, it's working. It's completely GDPR proof because you have full control of all data. It's not sending any data to the uMarketingSuite servers or anything like that. You own the data. You can specify what you do with the data. You don't have to write any code because what you saw was just as it works. You install it, you specify different content, and it's rendered as it's supposed to. Of course, you can extend it with your own code if you want. If you want to do really nifty personalization, you can do that. And it's vanilla Umbraco. That's the same look and feel. We're using everything that's in Umbraco, like custom sections and content apps, but also segments. And really important, it's designed with performance in mind. So it stays performing also if it scales to a lot of visitors or a lot of segments or a lot of nodes. It's fully extensible in the Umbraco way. So you can use the defaults, but if you don't like that, you can come up with your own implementation of some APIs. You can read and create and update the data. And we do this in cooperation with Umbraco. We try to bring Umbraco to a next level, and we really try to cooperate together with Umbraco to bring it to the next level with this. We have full tutorials and documentation available. And we try to release every month or every 2 months a new version of the uMarketingSuite. We start working on advanced personalization in the next sprint, and in the sprint after that we will start with profiles, but also with the option to extend it even further as a developer or a developing agency. This all comes with a small price. We have two separate pricing or two separate feature sets. First of all is analytics. So if you're only curious about GDPR proof data analytics, this is the package you want. You get full analytics that is more complete than Google Analytics and is stored in a GDPR proof way. But these three plans really unlock the full potential of the uMarketingSuite, including A/B testing, personalization, and profiling. If you think, okay, this is really interesting, I want to demo this to my clients, for example, because you want to bring them to a next maturity level, we have a demo license, which is a 250 euros one-time fee, but you can install it on your website and start showcasing it to your client to bring them to a next level and really show them the full features of the uMarketingSuite within their own website. Really cool. And if 250 euros and you have a lot of clients and you need a lot of demo license, maybe this is a better option because we are looking for partners that really believe in the uMarketingSuite and want to bring the uMarketingSuite to a next level. So we've introduced a partner program which gives you access to the uMarketingSuite team, but also gives you unlimited dev and demo licenses for free and discounts on the normal list prices. So you can really show this off to your client and make a difference compared to your other Umbraco competitors. So to finish this off, go to www.uMarketingSuite.com and register yourself. Create a free license, test, play, especially play with it because it's fun to do. Try it out, watch the videos, install it on your favorite V8 website. Important to note it only works on Umbraco 8, and start testing, optimizing, and personalizing your website experience for you and for your clients. So that's all. Sorry, Anders, for being 3 minutes over time, but I hope that is okay with you.
Well, thank you, Jeffrey. I think it was very informative, and I love that that you are so true to the original Umbraco look and feel in your package here. I think it was really interesting. There's been during your presentation, Jeffrey, there's been a couple of questions that I thought we could go through now.
Yes, please.
So if you maybe take the Q&A, then you can see yourself. But starting from the top, then Natalie asked, I think it was in the A/B split testing or analytics. Does this still allow you to use some sort of UTM parameters to measure campaign performance?
Yes, excellent question, Natalie. And yes, it does. We are working as well on the campaigns, but you should use the UTM parameters like you're used to in Google Analytics. And we will visualize that as well, but also give you the opportunity to people who are arriving at your website into a segment. So you can measure the performance of your campaigns, but also personalize the website experience based on that campaigns. So excellent question. Use the UTM parameters as you're used to, and we will take care of the rest.
Okay. So Simon is asking, in your opinion, is there a minimum of traffic level needed to test A/B variants to get a solid insights that you can take action on? Quantitative.
Yes, that's a good question as well, and it depends. It can get better results with more traffic, But if you have less traffic, like say you have only 100 visitors a month or 1,000 visitors a month, you should aim for a bigger difference within the variance, not a subtle variant, only adding an exclamation mark or something like that. No, you need to have a big difference. So even with a small amount of tests or visitors, you see a big difference within the variance. So the smaller the amount, the bigger the difference you need to get results. But if you have 100,000 visitors a month, you can do it with a subtle difference to see a difference in the end.
All right, then we have Petra. You have mentioned the uMarketingSuite cookie is treated like a third-party one. I think it's meant to be third-party one. Is there an option to disable it by the end user? Integrate with the cookie settings provider or enabling, disabling like?
It's up to the implementation partner. By default, it's enabled, but if you want to disable it by default and only put it in there, if people click on accept all cookies or something like that, you can implement that.
Okay. And another question from same. Do we have an opportunity to add dedicated properties for variant B in terms of A/B split testing? We've seen the same for properties for both variants, but with different values.
No, not at this moment. We are reusing the doc type, and per document type you can specify which properties you want to vary. But you cannot add in new properties at this moment.
Okay. So Jason is asking, is it possible to add your own data to the uMarketing data repository? For instance, the parameters used on a complex search or filter, not standard website search.
Yes, in the future. In December, we are really opening up the data repository of the uMarketingSuite, and you can add in your own data, but also connect with your own data. So, for example, if you have a CRM already in place, which is not in Umbraco, you can create your own filters for your segments, for example.
Okay, and now here's a tricky one. How do you handle variants and multi-language options in a split view? I guess that's variants by variants.
Yes, that gave us a lot of headache and Umbraco HQ as well, but that works. Because the language variants are really different variants than the variants that I'm talking about. The variants that we are using are segment variants. And it's a different database column and a different database storage. So we can handle them side by side. So even in a multilingual variant, this will work. And that is really cool from a technical perspective, for sure. Okay. And hopefully also from an editor perspective.
That must have been complex to implement. Yeah. So Sander is asking, works this also for spa websites built in a JavaScript framework that are provided with data by APIs?
Yes, but not out of the box at this moment. We are working on that, but because we use server-side data recording in a single page application, you normally use only the API, so you don't hit the server. We are working on extending that, because if it's stored in the correct way within uMarketingSuite, we can do everything we want. But at this moment, it doesn't work out of the box. But we have some proof of concepts set up with a partner where it works with JavaScript frameworks without the default rendering of a Umbraco website. So if you're interested, Sander, please reach out to us and we can give you some more information about that.
Okay. I think we are through with all questions for now. I think, Jeffrey, it's a really awesome product that you have built here. I think it's really showcased that you can do anything with Umbraco, combining with the best of breed mindset and whatever that you want to. I think your uMarketingSuite is really, really awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you for showing this for us.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. And please go to the website. And if you have any questions left, please reach out to us.
Yeah. Yes, and here at the end, I'll just say that this webinar is recorded. It will be added to the uMarketingSuite profile on umbraco.com. Let me just share a link here so you can re-see it later on if you would like that. I have a copy here, and I think so. I maybe even got it twice. Yes. Okay. But anyways, this was the first of its kind, and going forward, this is the way to also present some of these third-party apps, services, best of breed technology partners that we have in the Umbraco ecosystem. So watch out for more invitations like this, and then you can pick the ones that you find the most interesting. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Jeffrey, for your presentation. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.